Kaze's using. He's told me he's using a different deck, so I don't know what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, team members of all ages, we are ready for the team war of DS versus Neo Genesis. On the DS side first is Blaze, who is using Royal Paladin Seeker, Royal Paladin Legion, and on the other side is Kaze using Shadow Paladin Revengers.
You sound like a boxing match commentator.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just putting that out there.
It's a big event. We might as well make it sound good.
I guess. Sure. Let's go with that.
At any rate, Blaze and Kaze are both in a call, so that'll probably affect how much they type on the screen, if
Yeah.
they type at all.
They probably, if they're in a call, they probably won't.
Yeah, for those who need to know, this is going to be a best of 3 per match, 10v10 gunslinger team battle, which means that Blaze and Kaze are going to fight at least 2 times, and whoever wins moves on to fight the next person on the opposing side. And as a result of this elongated format, we're not expecting or even planning to do this all in one day.
Theoretically, it would be impossible.
It's theoretically impossible to do more than 5v5 gunslinger in one day.
Yep.
So Blaze guarded early, which is actually pretty damn good for Legion. Oh shit.
What?
And I need to remind myself to not look at my Skype because it will get directly in the way of the battle.
No, I ought to punch you in the head.
I only flashed it for a second because Asuka
Oh.
sent me something. She's technically our second. Oh, that heal trigger is actually really good. Keep in mind that the more that Blaze gets into the drop zone, and he has 3 so far, the closer he is to Legion. So he's actually 1 unit away from Legion right now. Of course,
He's going to drop it.
well, I was gonna say, of course, his opponent has to be at grade 3 before he can Legion.
Yeah.
And for a moment, I thought he was gonna misride because he clicked main phase too soon.
Yeah. That happens. If it was me, but I just abused this mechanic. I would have kept that other Wingull in hand unless, he has another one. That's
Well,
just me.
I have a feeling I know what he's gonna do. Is that on the next turn he's gonna intercept.
That's fine.
Not to mention the fact that Blaze wants to do early pressure against Kaze, which actually isn't a bad thing. Either to force out as much guard or get his damage as high as possible early on, considering that, the closer Kaze is to death now, the less he's gonna have to do when he Legions, because Legion is gonna forever be 20k base. Wingle gains 2k when he attacks, so it's always gonna be hitting for at least 22. Which means
Yeah.
it needs more than 10k to guard, even when Kaze is at grade 3, because unless he has a cross ride, which I don't think he does because Raging Form is in a drop zone, I mean in the damage, then he's always going to be at 11k.
Mm-hmm.
Did he counterblast for the other one?
Yeah, he did.
So he hasn't used any counterblast yet. Okay. So technically right now, Blaze could Legion.
He could. I don't know why he's not, but I mean,
I
I
know
guess
why
we
he's
understand.
not. It's because he wants to wait until he gains a utility from the Call 1 from Legion skill.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I'm just that kind of person who would abuse it. So
I know, but it's actually good to wait for something like that because
no, I'm not saying that it's wrong.
he has a full front row right now. He should what he it's better that if he waits until a Blaster Dark Revenger comes out and tries to kill something, then he legions.
Yeah, that's true. Kaze's probably going to either Superior Call Masquerade
I
or
think he's gonna call
Blaster
Blaster
Dark.
Dark
It's one
because
of the
he's got
two.
the Dorant right there. And honestly, calling Masquerade right now would in no way, shape, or form help him.
And there it is.
Yep, Blaster
Blaster.
Dark. It's because Masquerade at this point would only be good if he wants to do damage, and because his opponent is only at 1 damage, he doesn't have to. He doesn't. He doesn't need.
Really have to care. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Blaze could just no guard no matter what the unit is. Blaster
Yeah, pretty
Dark
much.
gains plus 5k. They know that, right?
Hopefully they know that.
Blaster Dark gains plus 5k. They know that, right?
Well, Kaze's been playing Shadow Paladin for a while, so there he is.
Now he did it. Okay.
That was a weird time to do it, but okay.
It was, but and there we go. Intercept. Now he's gonna Legion.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Blaze is actually playing this exactly the way you should in this situation.
Yeah.
He waited for the right timing, his opponent is already at 4 damage, and now he can return a heal trigger, a critical trigger, and a Blaster Blade Seeker, which will probably be the Legion.
Yeah.
He Legions, it gets a shuffle, and he gets the Superior Call. He can
Which
Superior
gives
Call
him
Blaster
another.
Blade Seeker
Which
and
is
kill the Blaster Dark, which he does.
yeah. Which, by the way, it gives him 2 shuffles.
Yeah, it does. He attacked with Wingle first, in case of trigger. And there was a trigger, so he was right to do that. So that's hitting for 27k.
Yeah.
And Kaze has a perfect guard. Ooh. The Legion specific booster. And a draw trigger. The draw trigger power goes to Blaster Blade, and it's hitting for 21, meaning it takes 10k to block. And Kaze has to drop 5s, meaning he doesn't have triggers in hand. So with the hand difference the way it is, and the damage difference the way it is, Blaze could very easily win this in the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because he doesn't have to care at all about he doesn't have to care at all about Raging Form's abilities.
Yeah.
And there's Blaster Dark in hand, so he's gonna use that to kill Blaster Blade Seeker. Get rid of an intercept, not a bad idea. He's attacking with the 16k column first, and Blaze has 10k to guard. It's kind of weird how different Legion is from Limit Break in the fact that you guard what you can because getting early damage doesn't help you anymore.
Yeah.
That critical could mean something, but but a heal trigger, bad perfect guard, but a heal trigger means that he doesn't have to guard as much for the others. Ooh, and
Yeah. Raging Form in
he
hand.
didn't have Raging Form.
That could very well mean game, unfortunately.
Oh, especially because another Blaster Blade Seeker appeared,
Yep, and got rid of Masquerade.
which is one less intercept.
Mm-hmm.
So he intercepts with the first one, and this is 27k. If he doesn't have a perfect guard in hand, he might have to no guard. Okay, he had the perfect guard. So it depends on if Kaze triggers. I mean, if Blaze triggers, and Blaze triggered.
Let's just see if Kaze has enough.
One of those has to be a 10k, and one of them has to be a 5k. I don't think he triggered last. No way, he did trigger last turn. He critical. Yeah, he had enough. He had 2 10ks. So even if a double trigger happened, then he would have had it.
Mm-hmm.
But now Kaze's in a desperate situation. Because I'm almost certain that Blaze can guard everything. And he doesn't even have to if he attacks the rears.
Yeah.
So that's a 2 to hit. And that's a no hit. And critical
And
trigger.
that
That just
oh,
sealed the
that
game.
probably we don't know yet.
Literally, it takes a 6th heal for Kaze to get through this now.
Hmm. I'm well aware that's what it takes. It's just a matter of
If I was Blaze, I would attack with the Vanguard last, in case a heal trigger
guard.
does happen. But it didn't,
And
so it's fine. Game 1 goes to Blaze.
mhm.
So now we got game 2.